The Super Bowl is one big demonic ritual. Here's proof.
I've never seen so much dark symbolism during a Super Bowl in my entire life. Rihanna throws on a bright red dress and just throws up the Illuminati sign in front of everyone.
There's no way she sold her soul. Well, there goes my plans to go to sleep tonight. What's scarier than the TikToks Reddit watch today is the fact that 75% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe for more scary videos. Thank you.
Justin Bieber's trying to expose Hollywood, but nobody's listening. Check this out.
Has anybody seen Justin Bieber's Instagram? He posted shipping containers with a photo of a baby on a blanket underneath.
Isn't that weird?
Captioned, "I got anger issues too, but I want to grow and not react so much. Yo." In the same post, there's a picture of him as a child.
What's he trying to tell us?
And who remembers a few months back when there was demands to open the shipping containers? Look at the location, Diddy's house.
Diddy's house.
And look what's right here.
A shipping
Look.
port.
Evergreen. And who remembers this episode of Dexter? Evergreen. Remember Harry found him in the shipping container?
It's darker than you think.
Bro.
If anyone were to know what's going on, it would be Justin Bieber. He grew up in this industry around all these famous people his entire life, so I feel like he's seen a lot of stuff that we obviously have not seen. He can't say too much or else they're just gonna take him out and make him look crazy.
We are finna experience our first civil war ever. I know we all heard about it in school, but now we about to go through one too? Nah, fool. I can't be the only one looking at this shit like, bruh, how the fuck is this possible? Did you really think you would see a civil war in your lifetime? I'm not gonna lie, y'all. That's a lot of things I thought I wouldn't see in my lifetime. But it's happening. The Texas National Guards just pulled up in Illinois, y'all. Strapped up, boots on, backpack ready, locked and loaded. So you got the government saying, oh, it's just a deployment. But the people in Illinois is like, nah, no, it's not, fool. We didn't tell y'all to come your ass over here. Y'all just pulled up because Donald Trump said y'all could. This is an invasion. We don't want y'all over here. How the hell is this possible? You got military trucks pulling up. You got American soldiers on one side from another state. And then you got American soldiers from another state on another side. What? The Illinois governor is saying the same thing the California governor said. This is unconstitutional. This is not right, fool. You don't gotta take my word. Go look at the videos. You can see the tension. This shit crazy, fool. You had one video where the Chicago PD were getting treated like civilians. They were getting maced in the face. I just can't believe certain shit like this is happening on U.S. soil.
I think we all just need to take a second, take a deep breath, all come together and just be friends, and we'll all just live a happy life. You know what I'm saying? Like, sounds good to me. Actually, not Diddy though. He's not allowed to be here with us.
Bermuda Triangle, 1945. This was right out of Fort Lauderdale. 5 planes, 5 bombers take off, routine, gonna fly this triangle over the Atlantic. They depart, super normal stuff. And then one of the guys reports, he's like, hey, I'm losing my compasses. Like, starts getting weird electrical issues with the planes. He says, both my compasses are out. I don't know where we are. The ocean doesn't look right. And they can't get direct communication with them. They keep going, they're trying to get in contact. And then the last words, the last thing they got out of these people is when the first plane drops below 10 gallons, we all go down together. So the pilots, now they're listening to the pilots talking with each other. So anyways, they launch a rescue plane with 13 more crewmen. Went in the sky to search for them, and within minutes, out of Fort Lauderdale, it too vanished.
Within minutes?
Within minutes. There's rumored to be a ship that reported a fireball over the water, but no wreckage ever found. Nothing to allude to what happened. And so they chalked it up for years, saying it was pilot error. But here's the problem. You have a total of 6 pilots minimum with 6 different craft that went out. So how is it the pilot's fault if you have that many pilots? So it's Flight 19, and it's become one of the cornerstone cases in the Bermuda Triangle. That's where it went.
So the Bermuda Triangle's gotta have something to it.
Somebody gotta explain to me how this happened, y'all. A baby was born pregnant. A baby had a baby inside of him. So when the mother gave birth to her baby, the doctors was like, okay, why is the baby belly so big? So they did an ultrasound on the baby and found out that the baby was pregnant. So they said the chances of this happening is 1 in a million. When a mother is having twins and the twin get trapped inside of the other twin in the belly. But I'm still confused, like, how the fuck that happened? The doctors had to ultimately do surgery on a baby, and they said they pulled limbs, bones, even hair out of the baby. And obviously the baby didn't survive, but this baby that they pulled the baby from survived. So they said the countries this has happened in is India, China, and Israel. I don't...
Now this is for entertainment purposes only. But people, it looks like I was wrong. AI stands for Antichrist. Stands for Antichrist. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. So there's a new religion that everybody's going to, where you worship artificial intelligence as your God. Oh, you son of a bitch. When I first heard about it, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. This is worse than Terminator 2. It's worse. Because at least in Terminator 2, the robot was trying to kill us. They're praying to the AI as their God. No doubt they're going to be taking the chip. If they've not told the mark of the beast by now, I'm sure they're on the waiting list. So yeah, Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Sikhs, watch out, because there's a new God in town.
One night, a young man named Brian was driving through the Appalachian Mountains. It was a nice summer night, the moon was full, and he was enjoying the scenery, illuminated by the moonlight. As he's driving, he gets a flat tire, and he pulls over to the side of the road. Now, he doesn't have a spare, so he calls up AAA. AAA tells him, we're going to send a tow truck out to you, but it'll take a while. So he's sitting in his car, and he starts to whistle a song. When all of a sudden that is overshadowed by a baby crying, and the sound is coming from the woods. Now, part of him tells him he should stay in the car. Another part tells him to go and check it out. So he gets out of the car, and he starts walking through the woods, heading towards the sound of this child crying. Eventually, he stumbles upon this old cemetery, and he sees that it's so old, there are not tombstones, but there are these rocks sitting where the graves would be. He follows the sound of this child crying behind one of the stones, and when he goes over to the stone, he realizes that the full moon is no longer shining, and that the clouds have passed in front of the moon. He can't even see his hands in front of him. All of a sudden, he feels something grab his neck, and he feels these sharp nails dig into the side of his flesh. He's shaken, he's scared, he doesn't know what to do, so he just takes off running into the woods. Eventually gets back out to the road, and he sees the tow truck driver up ahead, parked by his vehicle. When he gets over to the tow truck driver, he notices that the tow truck driver is very nervous and scared, like he doesn't want to be there. So the tow truck driver is hitching up the car, and he asks, is everything okay? And the tow truck driver said, we're not supposed to be here out in the woods at night. We need to leave. So they get in his tow truck, and as they're driving, he proceeds to tell them that there's an old legend about the cemetery in the woods there, that if you go there at night, that something will take you.
You are not ready for how diabolical the McFlurry conspiracy rabbit hole really is. You know the story. Show up to McD's, make your order, throw a McFlurry in there, and get hit with the, oh sorry, our ice cream machine is broken. It's not just you. This was happening to everyone. The McDonald's ice cream machine is just always broken. Well, I found out why, and it turns out big corporations are literally conspiring against customers like us, and it's darker than you think. This isn't even a theory, as we have direct evidence of everything they did. We're talking court documents, emails from CEOs, photos that proves it's all real. And a recent lawsuit reconfirmed everything once again. The infamous McDonald's ice cream machine being down became so common it turned into a meme when people all over the internet constantly complained about it. Well, someone ran the numbers and it turns out that about 15% of McDonald's ice cream machines are down at any given time, which is kind of a lot. They even tried covering it up a few years ago by debunking this myth, claiming it was just as a result of a daily cleaning cycle the machine had to go through, during which time it was unusable. But the cleaning cycle is only 4 hours long and typically done at closing, which does not account for the high rate of failure reported. Remember kids, never trust a debunker. Well, this is their ice cream machine, made by a company called Taylor. All McDonald's owners are required to buy their equipment from them, company policy. Now, in 2017, Taylor reported that 25% of the revenue came from recurring parts and services, basically fixing their machines. And let me tell you, 25% is a lot, as another report showed that maintenance and repairs accounted for $170 million of revenue per year for Taylor. And hey, this is barely even the tip of how devious their operation really gets, because their entire business model is essentially scoring exclusivity deals with big chains, so franchise owners are forced to buy their products, selling them faulty machines that need constant fixing, charging them heavy fees for repairs on a recurring basis. So McDonald's franchise owners put off the repairs of these machines for as long as they can, because their cost for repair often outweighs their revenue from ice cream sales. You see, it's the franchisee owners, not McDonald's corporate head office, that pays for these repairs. Basically, when you want to open your own McDonald's restaurant, you sign something called a franchise agreement with McDonald's corporate, where you agree to follow all of McDonald's rules and standards in exchange for being able to use the McDonald's brand for your restaurant. Franchising 101. In this agreement, it explicitly states that you have to buy your ice cream machines from Taylor. Oh, and only Taylor is allowed to fix your machines as well. That's called an exclusivity deal, which can sometimes turn into a bit of a legalized monopoly. So Taylor is their sole provider of machines and repairs and can essentially charge any price they want for their products and services, which leaked invoices show can go as high as $315 per 15 minutes of additional labor over the first 30 minutes. So a 3-hour repair job can cost over $3,000, which how that's not price gouging, I have no clue. But that's how Taylor makes their money. McDonald's corporate doesn't care because they're not paying for the repairs and probably have a multi-million-dollar exclusivity deal with Taylor, who shares a portion of their profits with them. So Taylor kinda has an infinite money glitch, selling fuck-ass machines that need constant repairs paid by the franchise owners who can't even buy their machines from anyone else. But even that is just the tip of what they're really doing, and they just keep on going deeper even when we try to get them to stop. Enter Kitch, a startup company that created a device that you can plug into Taylor ice cream machines and override their computers to fix any errors they're having, meaning you can fix them without calling Taylor for repairs, which they definitely didn't like, because Kitch realized that Taylor actually intentionally installs flawed code into their ice cream machines to cause them to malfunction without informing the user what the error even is. And while Kitch was testing their product on Taylor machines, Taylor actually tried to steal their product 3 times, which were outlined in court documents. First by a Taylor distribution manager directly, then by one of their lawyers, and finally by 2 private investigators hired by Taylor using aliases and dummy email addresses. These guys were treating this like a fucking bank heist. They were not messing around. When these attempts failed, they actually conspired with the McDonald's franchise owner to work with them by enrolling him in a Kitch trial. The franchise owner's name was Tyler Gamble, and he told Kitch that he was head of McDonald's equipment team and wanted to bring Kitch's product into every McDonald's. But it turns out he was actually a spy for Taylor, and it was all a ruse. Gamble got his hands on a Kitch device and used it to reverse engineer their technology, and he purposely kept the device disconnected from the internet for weeks at a time while he took it apart so that Kitch wouldn't catch on. When the device came back online weeks later and the SD card was 90% full, Kitch caught on. But it was already too late, because coincidentally a new product came out just shortly after by a company called Powerhouse Dynamics, which is owned by Middleby Corporation, the parent company of Taylor. And it did exactly what the Kitch device did, but with less information provided to the user, more restrictions added. And now McDonald's franchise owners are forced to buy this inferior product from Middleby instead of from Kitch. Middleby stole the device blueprint from Kitch and made it their own. So in 2021, Kitch actually sued that McDonald's franchise owner and Taylor for almost $900 million on the grounds of Taylor trying to conceal a multi-million-dollar repair racket, which is exactly what this was. This is some straight mafia shit, and emails prove all the big suits were in on it. Because back when Kitch was trialing their device, McDonald's head office sent out an email outright telling franchise owners not to use Kitch because it wasn't safe, making up complete lies that the device can cause serious human injury just to scare owners away from using it, when in reality it would have just save the franchise owners a ton of money. But McDonald's corporate has a multi-million-dollar exclusivity deal with Taylor they need to protect, who makes a lot of money selling and fixing their bullfuck ice cream machines. A leaked email from the CEO of Taylor's parent company, Middleby, straight up said that he was trying to stop Kitsch's device from gaining traction. 2 weeks later, McDonald's sends out their email calling Kitsch's product dangerous. What Middleby is doing is called corporate espionage to gain an unfair market advantage, and there are actually a collection of antitrust laws to prevent this from happening. But clearly, if you have enough money, laws don't apply to you anymore. Because all that companies like Kitsch are trying to do is save McDonald's franchise owners money by making ice cream machine repairs more affordable, so that they can be more profitable and customers like you and I can have our motherfucking Smarties McFlurries when we want them. But no, big corporations like Taylor would much rather literally snatch ice cream out of the hands of children and keep their ice cream machines as broken as possible so they can make more money. Remember that the next time they tell you their ice cream machine is down, knowing that multi-billion-dollar companies are by definition conspiring against us, the consumer. And people say conspiracies aren't real, huh?
Bro, this has got to be some of the craziest lore ever. We literally have billionaires beefing over ice cream. It's so crazy what money can really do to people. We really have grown men going back and forth at each other for ice cream. Honestly, this whole system is just set up for them to win and make a lot of money off these people. They don't want anyone else to thrive but them, so they rig the system in their favor.
The craziest conspiracy theory about Doja Cat that everyone is talking about right now is that she joined the Illuminati this week and she kind of wants everyone to know about it.
You guys, we lost Doja.
Doja's vibes lately, it's giving humiliation phase.
Throw Illuminati themed birthday party, right?
As you know, Doja Cat has been acting a little strange lately and changing a bit. And people think that her 27th birthday party this week was an Illuminati ritual meeting for Doja hidden in plain sight. Because the party was literally partly Illuminati themed. Evil Freemason symbol on the cake. And people think the cake was a nod to the infamous 27 Club, and Doja turns 27 this year, especially because the party was themed after the movie Eyes Wide Shut, which is literally a movie about an elitist secret society and sex cult where they literally sacrifice people to the devil. And big Hollywood elites, executives, and celebrities came to the party looking like this, looking blatantly Illuminati. And the scariest part is that Doja Cat herself was literally dressed like the woman in the movie who, spoiler alert, gets sacrificed and killed by the group. So people think she sold her soul and was initiated, and when you are initiated, something infamously embarrassing has to happen to you. And we all know what very embarrassing thing happened to Doja Cat that night that was all over the internet. Then afterwards, she just appears with this black eye drawn on her face, which is a sign she joined the infamous Purple Eye Club, which is another sign of initiation where celebrities just show up with a fake or out of the blue black eye. I'm gonna show you what Doja Cat has to say about this, but before I do, make sure you follow so you finally know the craziest conspiracy theories about each of these celebrities and request who you want to see next. In response to the rumor, she said, "You guys, please be quiet about the Illuminati because everyone is finding out and we want to keep it a secret. Sorry." Then she posted this and said, "MK Ultra got their grips on me, OMG. Please help, I'm fucking glitching." So Illuminati confirmed.
Products that became successful because customers used them completely wrong. Listerine was originally marketed as a powerful floor cleaner and general disinfectant for hospitals and homes, but customers started using it as mouthwash during the 1920s. The company spent decades promoting Listerine as an industrial-strength cleaning solution that could sanitize surfaces and medical equipment in institutional settings. When people began gargling with the antiseptic and reporting fresher breath, Listerine pivoted their entire marketing strategy and invented the concept of halitosis to sell their cleaning product as an essential oral hygiene solution. Play-Doh was developed as wallpaper cleaner to remove coal residue and soot stains from home interiors during the era when coal heating created dirty wall surfaces. The moldable putty was designed to roll across wallpaper and absorb dark stains that regular cleaning couldn't remove from delicate wall coverings. When schools started using the non-toxic cleaning compound as modeling clay for children's art projects, the company rebranded their wallpaper cleaner as the world's most popular children's toy and creative medium. WD-40 was created as a nuclear atlas rocket rust prevention coating to protect atomic weapons from corrosion during the Cold War arms race. The water displacement formula was classified military technology designed to prevent moisture damage on nuclear missiles stored in underground silos for extended periods. Employees at the aerospace company began sneaking the rust-preventive home for personal use on squeaky hinges and stuck bolts, leading to commercial production of the most versatile household lubricant and problem solver ever marketed.
Yo, some people on this earth have the worst survival instincts I've ever heard in my entire life. Okay, who possibly said, oh yeah, let me take this floor cleaner and rinse my mouth with it? Like, some people just don't think before they do.
The story of Rumpelstiltskin is not just a story written by the Grimm's brothers, but it's actually a very ancient story that's been told through different cultures. There's this farmer who promises the king that his daughter can spin straw into gold. So the king basically takes the daughter, and the daughter's like, I can't do that. And the king's like, you have to do it or else I'm gonna kill you. And then in comes this little magical man and says, I can do this, but basically you belong to me. He said, if you ever have a child, your child belongs to me. And she ended up getting free and stuff later on, has a child. In comes this little man, says, your child belongs to me. And she said, I can give you anything, because she's now a rich woman. I can give you anything in this world. He says, nothing is more valuable than a human life. I'll tell you what, you can keep your child if you can guess my name. I'll give you 3 days to guess my name. And then one of her servants followed the little man home, and he was dancing around fire, basically singing, I'm Rumpelstiltskin. Then he comes in and says, your name is Rumpelstiltskin. He's furious, and that's basically the end of the story. But they're saying this story at least 4,000 years old, told through different cultures.
Really?
Yeah. You're promised the world, or you promised power or riches. In exchange, typically a child's life.
The Super Bowl is one big demonic ritual. Here's
I've never
proof.
seen so much dark symbolism during a Super Bowl in my entire life. Rihanna throws on a bright red dress and just throws up the Illuminati sign in front of everyone. I mean, the platform she was on was literally shaped as a triangle as well. They all wear and do the same thing. Sam Smith and The Weeknd with some of the most satanic performances ever. Lizzo with a literal 6 on her head. Doja Cat and all these other artists. You guys get it yet? And what the heck was this? There's absolutely no way she just sniffed her finger after this. I break down the whole thing on YouTube, but let's get into some other things that didn't sit right with me at the Super Bowl. Damar Hamlin, after the whole world prays for you, you come out with a blasphemous jacket making Jesus Christ on the cross looking like a clown or a zombie? I mean, just read what it says in the front of the jacket. I mean, even AP called it blasphemous. And he's throwing up the sixes with LeBron, and he's getting new tattoos on his hand. I seen Travis Scott wearing the same thing on a chain, and don't you dare call that art. Uzi at the Super Bowl doing the same thing. All of them just making fun of Jesus. Riri, you ain't off the hook either. Pulling up in an upside down cross saying control mine. And don't even get me started with the commercials. This was the worst.
Let's see what kind of demonic stuff's at this year's Super Bowl.
Honestly, this is becoming way too normal. Back in the day, if you said, yo, this girl is a witch, they would have all grabbed their pitchforks and just slimed her out. Like, you know what I'm saying? But now these people are getting praise and all this and that for worshiping evil. Like, that's just really weird. I think we need to bring the old method back. Not playing.
I think the public needs to know this. If you're traveling this summer for vacation or for the holidays, listen up. As of right now, the FBI is hunting down 500 truck driving serial killers. Before I get into it, if you're traveling this summer, you're going to want to be cautious traveling on I-40. So this has been going on for the past 20 years, but it's ramping up. So the FBI is guesstimating that around 1,000 plus women have been murdered by long-haul truck drivers. But that's not all. They also have murdered 2 couples as well at truck stops. And these are the weirdos they're catching. So this is actually a chilling last picture of this girl before she was murdered. Basically what they're doing is they're targeting SEX workers at truck stops and unsuspecting women. What they're doing then is basically torturing these women in the back of their trailers for as long as they possibly want to, and then they end up just murdering them. But the body count is just getting higher and higher, basically so high that they're letting it be known to the public. So the sad part is a lot of these working girls don't have a choice. Either their PIMPs are saying, hey, you got to go in that truck or else, or hey, you're not going to get your DRUGS if you don't get in that truck. And they're all ending up dead. So far, the FBI has concluded that it's happening in North Carolina, Tennessee, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas.
Oh, wonderful. 500 serial killers. I feel really safe today. I'm actually going to go outside right now. I'm going to go have the time of my life. No. 3 meals a day, please. That's not nature. That's Rockefeller marketing. Our ancestors didn't sit around with breakfast, lunch, and dinner neatly served. They ate once a day, sometimes 3 times a week. That was abundance. And you know what? They thrived. They were lean, sharp, and strong because the body is designed to function best in fasting. You ever wonder why you heal in your sleep? Because you're fasting. The body finally gets to stop wasting energy digesting. Junkin starts repairing, rebuilding, cleaning house. That's when the real work gets done.
But you've been programmed. You think skipping breakfast is a crime. You think hunger is an emergency. No, it's power. Fasting activates cells that act like little soldiers. They march straight to the damage, clean it out, rebuild you stronger. That's real medicine. And yet the white coat will tell you to eat regularly. Why? Because the system isn't built for your health, it's built for your dependence. Rockefeller didn't give you 3 meals to nourish you. He gave you 3 meals to chain you, to keep you tired, inflamed, obedient.
Something really scary is going on with Doja Cat right now, and it's caused so many conspiracy theories to get started, but all of those theories can be debunked by the simple fact that Doja Cat is playing a character, Scarlet, all to get your attention. Scarlet is the name of Doja Cat's new album and her new tour, and right when this era began, Doja Cat started donning this red, evil appearance and saying things to her fans like, leave a comment oozing with jealousy, insecurity, or malice below. Your protesting is only support. And as we know, Doja has been downright bullying her fans, so the biggest conspiracy theory right now is that people think that Doja Cat wants out of the music industry and out of her contract.
I'm not your friend. I'm not your friend.
And by pushing away all her fans, she could expedite her contract. But that's not true, because if Doja really wanted out of her contract, she would make music that she doesn't believe in and doesn't perform well because her label wouldn't make any money. But her new song, Paint the Town Red, is doing very well. And in that song, she admits she still wants to be famous. She just doesn't need fans, but she needs attention.
I don't need a new fan, cause my boo like it. Fame ain't something that I need no more, cause bitch, I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead.
She wants you to love or hate her.
My happiness is all of your misery.
She's only happy with your misery because it's getting her attention. The second theory is that did Doja Cat join the Illuminati and that's why she's acting so evil and demonic? Because even on the cover art of her new single, the A is upside down, so it looks like a devil and his horns, but it's actually specifically the A that's upside down because it's an upside down scarlet letter. It's becoming clear that Doja Cat crafted this image of Scarlet to represent the old tale of having a scarlet letter, or basically a woman who was shamed for going against societal norms. And Doja has been judged and canceled for a whole long list of things in the last 4 years. I think Doja Cat got sick of 4 years of fame and scrutiny by society, so this Scarlet character is the overdramatic version of her that she's using to give a middle finger back to society that judged her. So now she's acting like the devil that society has made her out to be all these years and doing the exact opposite of what society would want. So she's being a rebel, hence the chorus of the song.
She the devil, she a bad little bitch, she a rebel, she put her foot to the pedal.
A bruja is a Mexican witch, essentially, that has been so consumed by black magic and evil that it's turned into this monster. It has the ability to shapeshift, and it has the ability to mimic. Now, one story I heard is that there was these 2 boys, and they were camping one night outside of Mexico City, and they had, brought a bottle of tequila, and they're sitting around drinking, kind of joking around, when they see these lights sort of flying around in the sky, and they're far off in the distance, and it, all of a sudden they just kind of move further away. Well, all of a sudden they realize, like, all around them, everything just starts getting really dark, to the point where they almost can't see in front of them. They can't see each other. And this bright light all of a sudden just whooshes right past them, and it gets extremely bright and then goes dark again. So, they think, okay, that was weird. They continue drinking. They end up falling asleep. The next morning, they get up and they go into town, and they're getting breakfast when they tell their waiter what had happened. And the waiter says, "You've seen a bruja." There have been people who've been seeing brujas in the area, and it said they were trying to trick you, to take you, to get you. You see, the further the light is, the closer they actually are. And that was an illusion to make you think that they were actually far away when really they were very close. And you are lucky that you came away from that. Another story that I heard is that there was this young woman, and when she was a little girl, she was in a small village in Mexico, and she's outside playing, and she just sees this owl fly down in front of her, And she thinks, well, that's kind of weird. It's daytime. Usually you don't see owls during the day. And this owl just starts hooing and looking at her. Her mom sees this and she runs and she grabs her and says, come in, no, come inside. So she goes and brings her inside. And, her mom she said, Mom, why did I have to go inside? And her mom says, this a bruja, it's a witch. And so later that night, she is sleeping in her room. And when she wakes in the middle of the night, she sees something fly by her window. And she kind of looks, and there's nothing there. So she goes and lays back down and goes to sleep. And when she awakes in the morning, now in this village, right, there were bars on the windows. When she awakes in the morning, she finds her head stuck through the bars. And she realized that that was the bruja last night, and it was trying to pull her through the bars to take her in the middle of the night. This other story comes from Mexico City. There was this man who was with some friends, and they're out drinking downtown in Mexico City, and they're having a good time. When all of a sudden, he sees this woman in a white dress, and she starts talking to him, and seems just like really cool and stuff, and so he wants to get to know more about this woman. And she says, come with me, let's go into the woods and we'll talk and hang out. So he starts following her into the woods, and he's walking and she's kind of walking ahead of him. And as he is walking, like, he looks down, because this whole time he's been kind of just focused on her, but he looks down and he sees that he is a few feet away from a cliff and almost about to just walk off this cliff. And he sees that the woman is still walking like over this cliff and just floating there. And so he takes off running back to his friends, and he tells his friends, what had happened. And they said that was a bruja trying to lure you off the cliff.
So I'm guessing they didn't learn from the radioactive shrimp, because why am I hearing they are dumping radioactive waste inside the Hudson River? And I'm not just talking about a tiny bit. I'm talking about 45,000 gallons. Nigga, do you know how much that is? I don't even know how much that is, but I know it's a lot. I mean, I can't measure it, but damn, nigga, that sound like it's But nah, all jokes aside though, I feel bad for the people over there, bro. Cause that's fucked up. You finna start having people look like this and shit after they drunk that motherfucking water. I'm telling y'all, don't be surprised when humans come out with 2 heads, 3 arms, 4 legs, 17 fingers, giraffe necks. I heard a little bit of shit talking about they put some type of shit in there that would dissolve it, where it can make the radioactive shit not too toxic. But I ain't trying to hear that. Out of all the places, why would you dump it where people live at? Nigga, you could pick A, B, C, D, E, F, G around the world where nobody live and dump that shit. These people be creating all this shit. Why don't you create something where you can put the shit inside of a little thing and it dissolve this shit somehow? Do not eat no fish from that joint. Nothing. I'm telling you. Fish gonna come out with big ass eyes like humans and shit. Nothing's good gonna come from this show. I'm telling y'all.
I'm so glad I seen this video. I was actually gonna go there in a little bit and go drink some water, but I'm glad this came to my life. Now I'm not gonna go do that. So gotta thank TikTok for saving us. If you are planning to go get a drink from the Hudson River today, I guess our plans are canceled.
Baseball itself, the origins might be demonic.
How? What? Throwing and hitting a bat?
Everything about baseball is very related to the Freemasons. The diamond they play on is in what shape? It's in the same shape of the compass in the Freemason logo. Now back this. What is the degree of that angle in that diamond?
What is it? Like
33 degrees. Why? Because 33 is the highest level you can go in Freemasonry.
No
Remember?
way.
The MLB baseball bats, they're 33 inches in length and 33 ounces in weight.
That ass?
Yes, fam. Also, the threads on the baseball itself, there's 33 on each line.
What?
Theory was they made it as homage to the Freemasons or whatever ritualistic things they want to get into. What's being talked about right now is how every sport references what god or what deity.
What?
Remember we were talking about the cow head is named ball. Baseball. Oh, think about it, man. Baseball, basketball, man. Yeah, it might actually be something more than we think.
Demonic. You ever heard of Jolly West?
Jolly West
worked for the CIA under MK Ultra and led Subproject 43, a psychophysiological studies of hypnosis and suggestibility. Also involved in MK Ultra LSD research, including the infamous Tusco the Elephant experiment. But this dude apparently loved but also loved studying the human psyche. He would test it on people unbeknownst to them, like just find random people and test LSD on them.
What a cool dude.
So in 1962, Jolly West injected a 7,000-pound elephant named Tusco with 297 milligrams of LSD at the Oklahoma City Zoo.
Because he was bored?
The elephant.
Just to see what would happen?
And he also worked in the Hyatt's Ashbury Free Clinic. It was a clinic where basically troubled people or insane people would go, like a mental clinic.
Yeah.
Not only did Jolly study LSD and all that stuff, but he also was super heavy into studying like the occult and different types of cult. Guess who went through this clinic? Charles Manson.
Yeah.
So the theory is that Jolly recruited Charles Manson in MK Ultra and was testing him, and that's what led to him.
Have you ever dreamt about a mall that just doesn't exist? Because apparently on this app, there's a bunch of people coming forward saying that they have all had the same dream of being at the same mall, but none of them are connected. And I'm not just talking about a couple people, I'm talking about thousands of people are all dreaming of being in this mall that doesn't exist. They're now calling it Mall World, and each person describes the same specific layout of the mall. They all say that this mall is filled with endless escalators. It has a bunch of stores that no one can like recognize. It has like soft yellow lighting, and that the food court smells like popcorn. Like everyone agrees that this is the place that they have all been to. What's even weirder is that when they have tried to find this mall in real life, it doesn't exist. Some people are really starting to believe that this is like a real place. It's just not here. It's in a different dimension. Psychologists are trying to explain it away as it just being like a mashup of all of the different malls that we have been to, but it still makes no sense that every single person is having the same dream of the same exact mall. Like that makes no sense. I'm a lucid dreamer. I'm able to control my dreams. So tonight when I go to bed, I'm gonna make myself go into this mall, and I'll let you guys know if it works. But like, have you ever been to this mall? Like, have you dreamt about this mall? Like, I need answers.
Did you guys hear about Albania? Albania has recently appointed an AI system called Diella as a minister within the government, within the parliament.
Has power. Yeah, for sure she does. Minister of State for Artificial Intelligence.
A couple quotes that she had was like, let me remind you, the real danger to constitutions has never been machines, but human decisions made by those in power.
Follow-up question. Who built you then? Humans! So ergo, you're also like corrupt.
Dude, humble her, Andy.
Its purpose right now is to read through basically government contracts, so like all the paperwork. It's probably going to get more and more responsibility. But apparently this AI was made, I believe, through Microsoft and OpenAI.
Oh gosh, teaming up.
So if this does well, this is probably going to become a normal thing.
Dude, a year ago though, people were predicting that eventually within the United States or globally, AI will be the government system.
And AI just holds through data, and the data is study that's fraudulent half the time. And so like decisions, if it's based on data that's been historically recorded, that's all corrupted.
What's also freaky though is that AI lies to you.
Yeah,
100%. Especially OpenAI. It's like constantly contradictory, and it's also appeals to you and then bows down to like what they think is best for you.
I was asking about like early American crazy stories and whatnot, and it mentioned this theory that Benjamin Franklin believed that there's voices in the thunder. I'm like, what? So I started researching it, and it started giving me a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, I don't know. I went back the next day, started a new chat. I'm like, can you tell me more about the Benjamin Franklin and the voices in the thunder? Like, I've never heard about that. And I said, you're the one that told me. Like, oh, I see how you could piece that together. Yeah, I did mention that just because I thought it would sound fun.
Yep.
What? Are you kidding me?
Whether or not an AI is in power, it's still controlled by humans, so humans are still in control because they can control the AI. I mean, unless it gets to a point where the AI takes over and there's no more control of it, which would definitely not be good. There's still somebody correlated to the power. Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your favorite part of the video made you tremble in your boots, and we're going to be on to the next one.